Ah, hello, weary traveler. Please, come rest your feet and pull up a stool. We have the finest ale in all of Helanora here. I see that you've got a mark of Valerius there on your weapon. Any friend of the Valerian Corps is welcome in my tavern. There we are. Drink for the thirsty and food for the hungry. That's what we've got here at Helanora's. In case it wasn't obvious, I'm Helanora. Hardy little place we've got here. Right on the main thoroughfare between Tamalor and Elodicea. Lots of travelers pass through this tavern, so you're welcome here for as long as you need to rest up for your journey. Oh my! I hadn't noticed before, but it looks like you're injured. Oh, goddess! Are those spider bites? Stars above! Is it possible that you crossed paths with Varela? Large white hair, 8 legs, doesn't like her web to be trifled with? Oh yes, that's Barella. Huh, you're lucky that she let you off with only a few scratches. She's awfully proud and talks herself up. But as I'm sure that you soon came to realize, she's actually quite timid and, frankly, a little bit of a coward. Haha. And if I know Barella, and I'd like to think that I do, as soon as you'd loosed yourself from her web, she likely got in a few passing blows and then darted away into the forest. Am I right? Typical Barella. She's mostly harmless. She roams around the woods in this area. She's got a particularly large feeding ground, but the other Arachnes in this area don't seem to mind when she intrudes into their hunting ground. I suppose that likely has to do with the fact that she was an orphan. It's not often that Arachne will live with their parents for much of their lives. But it's not common for one to have been alone since birth. No one taught the poor girl how to hunt properly, so she usually has to rely on others to hunt for her. She used to come by the tavern often, but I haven't seen her in a while. I thought maybe she'd learned to fend for herself, but obviously not. It's not easy for us half-humans, you know. We already have to deal with the jeers and the staring. And don't even get me started on all of the awkward questions that we get asked. It's hard to be a woman as it is, and even harder to be a half-human woman. You'd think by now it would be commonplace. This area has been populated with species like Centaur and Arachne for centuries. It's not like we're all that uncommon now. Oh well. I suppose there's no changing some people's brazen lack of empathy or common sense. But how about you, traveler? Aside from your spider bites, I assume that your journey is treating you well? You look a little sunburnt, so I'm going to guess that you came from the direction of the beaches of the Blissovian Sea. From what I hear, there are mermaids along those beaches. Did you happen to encounter one? Oh, how interesting that must have been, huh? I see that she gave you a night glow shell, too. I've seen many a traveler come from that direction with one of those little beauties. Generous little thing she must be. If I wasn't so afraid of the water, I'd go visit her sometime. From what I hear, she's an awfully good storyteller. I'd sure love to have someone to trade stories with. Travelers are nice and all, but with so many faces passing through here every day, it would be nice to have some stability or a familiar face once in a while. You know? I won't bore you with any more of my self-pity. Surely you've had a long day on your feet. Please, relax a while. The food and drink are on the house. Like I said before, any friend of the Valerian Corps is a friend of mine. You're welcome here for as long as you'd like to stay, traveler. We only have 3 rules. No fighting with the other guests. If you're going to stay at the inn, make sure you aren't sleeping in a claimed bed. And finally, no horseplay. Ha 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 ha! That last part was a joke. Now relax, enjoy your ale. I'll be here in the morning after you rest up for the night.